All right, welcome everybody to the webinar, this week's webinar. Looks like I'm getting some text that people are having a few problems getting in. So anyway, hopefully we can get things rolling here. We're going to get going, and hopefully people will be able to get on. I'm out of the area, so I'm just on the phone. I'm going to get the call started here, and then I wanted to turn the call over to Dave Sanford with Success in Motion. He's one of our tenants here at the Idaho Innovation Center, and he's helped us with some webinars before, and he's going to be taking over the topic today about certain routines you can do to make your mornings more successful. So we are recording this. I've got some emails already this morning, people that weren't able to get on, so they want to make sure we're recording it. So you hit the record button, right, Becky?
I did.
It is recording. All right, sounds good. Well, we'll turn the time over to Mr. Sanford. Just so everybody knows, we have made a minor adjustment in the schedule. I did a seminar. I went to a seminar this week of a lady that has mastered. Has figured out how to make sure your business is recognized with Google. And we've moved one of our topics in July. I think it was July 8th to being recognized in how to get recognized on Google. So we've changed things around a little bit. We've updated the schedule, and I did send it out. So Dave, you there?
Give him just a minute. He's having computer problems, and here he is.
Dave, are you there?
I'm here. So,
all right, are we moving it up to my computer?
Yep. So I just had a wonderful experience of knocking a glass of water into my computer, and it went black.
Oh.
So I'm here at your desk, and we'll just do it from here. I can't go through any of my slides, but at least we can walk through this. Yeah, not a good thing, but I can forward, if I get that up and running again, I can forward you my my slide deck to anybody who wants it. Just go ahead and put in the comments that you want that, and we can email that to you. I've had better days.
Okay. Yeah, no problem. So sorry for your computer. So, can you? Is your computer? Yeah, I guess you can't even email it if it was probably on your laptop. Is that right?
Yeah, it was on my laptop, and that's the place I had it saved, and so I can't even access it from my desktop. But
all right, well, I'll let you take it over. I'm gonna bust off here to help with an activity, and we'll let you take over the rest of the time between you and Becky. We'll let you handle it.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay, good luck.
All right, thanks. I appreciate it. So I'm David Sanford with Success in Motion, and I run a company that is a life coaching and business coaching business. And the number one reason most people come to me is because they want to go up a level. Whether they're sick and tired of being at the bottom and are just ready to move, or they've achieved a high level of success and they want to go to the next level. That's the reason most people come to work with me. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit today is a morning routine that is beneficial to being able to have a successful day every day. One of the biggest difficulties that most people run into is that they have a fire and a drive and a desire to accomplish great goals, but then they find that that drive ebbs and flows throughout the day or throughout the weeks or throughout the months. And so people come to work with me so that they can be able to keep that momentum or keep the motion going, moving in the right direction. So I found that the morning is one of the most powerful times of the day to be able to start your day off right. Our days begin first thing in the morning, and it sets the tone for the rest of our day. So I've come up with a morning routine, and I'm also going to share with you a morning routine that comes from an author named Hal Elrod that does something called the Miracle Morning that I want to share with you as well. But the morning routine that I came up with was a little bit of a process. I want to tell you a little bit of a story. When I was doing a health and fitness challenge one time about 8 or 10 years ago, it was a challenge to get up in the mornings and to do exercise every morning, either running or lifting weights. And I hated to run. I don't know how many of you are in that same boat as me, but it was not my favorite thing. And so to run was a real commitment, and I didn't look forward to it at all. And so when I would get up in the morning on run days, I would just dread it and not look forward to it at all. So I had to figure out a way to enjoy it. So what I did is, as I was running, I decided to be able to use that time to connect with my Heavenly Father, to say a prayer or have a conversation. And that would take my mind off of what I was doing, which was the running that I didn't care for. And something interesting happened when I was having these conversations as I was out on these runs. I noticed that I could ask a question and I would get an answer. Now I know that sounds kind of simple, but that's how it worked. I would ask a question and I would get an answer. So this one day I was out on the run and I asked a question of, how can I have my best day? How can I repeat the best possible day? Because some days are great days and some days are not such great days. And so my question was, how could I repeat the best day? Is there 1, 2, 3, 4 things I could make sure I did every day that would facilitate the best day possible? And as I asked that question, the first thing that came to my mind was, the answer was yes. The second thing that came to my mind is, number one, that I needed to plan my day, that I needed to write down a list, whether it was on a piece of paper or a whiteboard or something. I needed to write down a list of planning out my day, whether it was like a to-do list or if you wanted to use a calendar or something like that. But write down a list of everything I needed to accomplish for that day or wanted to accomplish. I didn't always get them done, but I planned out my day. Number two that came to my mind was that I needed to have a prayer or a conversation. I needed to meditate on what my purpose was and what direction I wanted to go. And so I call that a prayer, but many people call it a meditation. They call it envisioning. I needed to do that element to have a good day, because that set me on the course knowing which direction I wanted to go and that I was taking steps to go in that right direction. Number three for me that came to my mind was that I needed to write in my journal. I needed to write things down that I was learning, that I was experiencing, lessons that I learned, stories that taught a lesson. I needed to write or record those. I also needed to write down the things that I was grateful for, things that were beneficial, that had helped me, that either relationships with family, business partners, experiences of meeting people, gratitude for simple things even, like the sunshine or the wind on my face, or the ability to see the sunrise. Being grateful for those little things. And so writing those down, I needed to do that as well. Number three that came up for me was that I needed to exercise. Or number four, I'm sorry, we're on number four. I needed to exercise. Exercise for me was one of those kind of non-negotiables. If I didn't exercise, my day just didn't go as well. And so even if sometimes that exercise was just 5 or 10 minutes, sometimes it was even just 1 minute. 1 minute of doing jumping jacks, or 1 minute of burpees or something like that, that I was getting my heart rate up and maybe even sweating a little bit. But being able to do some type of exercise every day. And then as I did, those were the first 4 things that had come to my mind while I was there running. And I knew that if I did those 4 things every day, that it would change my days. And if I changed my days, it would change my weeks. And if I changed my weeks, my months would change, and then my years. And that was the tool that I began using, and it began to transform my days. And so when I started to work with clients and began working as a success coach for people and with people, I noticed that they had a similar struggle with having a morning that either didn't have a routine to it, or there was many other things that were getting in the way. I want you to think about really quick, what are some of the routines that you have in the morning? What are some of the things that you do first thing when you wake up? One of the old habits I used to have was when I would wake up in the morning, I would open up my phone and I would look at my email. I would see all the emails that had come in throughout the day. And as I opened that email, or I opened up Facebook, or I opened up Instagram or something like that, I would have all of the things that were in those messages flooding into my mind. And so my mind would already start thinking about what was going on, what I needed to get done, what problems other people were having. Or, there's a lot of emails that come through that are just kind of fluff emails that don't really add a lot of value. And so I was getting a lot of those, I was getting off track first thing in the morning. And so sometimes our morning routine is sabotaging us. And so I want to share with you a morning routine that has really benefited me as I have refined this and worked on it. So from that first day running, I had picked up those 4 things, and then shortly thereafter I picked up a 5th thing, and that 5th thing was to be able to say some declarations or affirmations first thing in the morning. And those declarations were stating what I wanted my day to be like, or declaring for myself what my day was going to be like. And declarations are a very powerful thing. Being Americans, we all know that there is something called the Declaration of Independence. And here coming next month, we're going to celebrate the independence of these great United States. And it was the writing and signing of that document, of that Declaration of Independence, that began this great nation. So when they declared their independence, they were in fact not independent. And they had to be willing to fight for their declaration. And that's how I look at my declarations. The declarations I make throughout the day, or first thing in the morning, are a declaration of how I want to be, and then I'm willing to fight for that as I go throughout the day. So those 5 things were what I was using. Then I came across a book called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. And The Miracle Morning is a fantastic book. I would highly recommend it to you as a great read. It's not a very big book, but it's packed with a lot of great information. And Hal Elrod brought up this point about how his life completely changed when he began to use a morning routine. And so he came up with this morning routine, which he called by the acronym SAVERS. And this miracle morning he would do every morning for 1 hour. And it had 6 steps in it, and he would do it every morning. And he tells the story of how he goes from completely broke, on the verge of declaring bankruptcy to within about 6 months, he had turned his financial situation completely around and was now on course to make $200,000 that year. And he's since gone on to have much greater success than that as well. And he wrote this book, The Miracle Morning, because he attributed that turnaround from the verge of bankruptcy to financial independence to his experience of utilizing this Miracle Morning. And so you'll hear some similarities in what I had learned on that run that day and what he had come up with and put together. And so savers, so I want you to write down, if you've got a piece of paper in front of you, you would have been able to see this on my computer presentation, but water and computers don't go together. So so if you write down savers vertically on your piece of paper, the first S in savers stands for silence. So first thing in the morning, you would get up and you would have a moment of silence. Now, I know that sounds kind of counterintuitive. If you're going to be silent first thing in the morning, that's going to just put you right back to sleep, and you're not going to be able to stay awake and start your day. But the way this works is, first of all, you have to get out of bed. So when the alarm goes off, you get up and you get out of bed and you go to a location away from your bed, whether it's the couch or the kitchen table, or maybe it's outside on the deck or front porch or something like that. But you get up and you go out of your bed area and you have a moment of silence. And this is where prayer or meditation or contemplation can be done. And so this is done for a period of 10 minutes right then. And this moment of contemplation is a time to really consider your day, consider your moments of gratitude, things that you're grateful for, and go through that list. Then the next one is A for affirmations. And affirmations are like a declaration, being able to declare what it is that you want to be able to have more of in your life. And so affirmations is a time to be able to affirm or make more solid. Every one of us has something in our life that we want to either have more of, or whether that's more confidence, maybe that's more money, maybe that's better relationships with our spouse or children, maybe that's more resources available to forward our business. There's many different things that we're wanting to make more firm in our lives. And we can utilize these affirmations to do that very thing. So we might be affirming a point or principle of I'm confident and charismatic. And we're affirming that in this moment. You can look, actually, if you go to miraclemorning.com on the internet, he has a great little page that he's put together about affirmations, and a list of affirmations to read that he gives you there in the morning and in the evening. And those are great suggestions to utilize to be able to come up with your own affirmations. So sometimes we have to use someone else's affirmation for a period of time until ours starts to gel together. Another one of my affirmations that I use is, I live in the present, forgiven and free. And so I will state these affirmations for that period of time. I have a list of them that I go through every morning. Then the V portion of Savers is vision. And the tool that he talks about utilizing here is a vision board, which is just simply a board or a space up on the wall that you can put up the items that you want to bring into your life. And so a vision board is a great tool in being able to help your brain see what it is you're focusing on and bring that into your life. And so having that vision board, you would then spend 5 minutes looking at that vision board and utilizing that time to allow your brain to see what it is you're seeking, and then allowing it to work to start to bring that into your life. Have any of you ever had the experience of buying a new vehicle, for example, and after you bought that new vehicle, you started to notice all that same type of vehicle all around town? Well, that's one of the principles of how your brain operates. It tends to see what you're looking for. In the scriptures, it talks about it in terms of seek and ye shall find, is the way that it was worded in the Bible. But the principle of using a vision board is much the same way. What it is you're looking for on your vision board is what your brain starts to work on to bring into your life. So utilizing this vision board for that 5-minute period helps train your brain to know what to look for so that it can notice it when it's on its way. So vision is for V, and this is for 5 minutes. So we've done 10 minutes of silence. We've done 5 minutes of affirmations. We've done 5 minutes of vision board now. Now the E of Savers is exercise. And this is the biggest chunk of the day, or the hour, I mean. The biggest chunk of the hour. This is 30 minutes. Now, it can be any type of exercise that you want to do, but it needs to be something that gets your heart rate up and gets you sweating. That is a good building type exercise. And one of my favorite exercises, ironically enough, has become running. I love to run, and I love to do it in high intensity interval training. And so I do a 20-minute interval where for 1 minute I go through a process of every minute I change the intensity, and I go from a low intensity up to a high intensity and then back down. And it's just a 20-minute workout. So something simple. I know you already have in mind something that you either enjoy doing or know you should be doing, and you can do that exercise for that period of time. So 20 to 30 minutes right in there. And that exercise can be anything that you want. It can be lifting weights, it can be running, bicycle, elliptical, it can be going for a walk. But do some type of physical exercise. The R is the next one, and the R is for read. And this is one of the most valuable things, reading something good, reading something that adds value. And whether that's self-help books, whether that's biographies, whether that's history novels, whether that's something about your industry, something that will improve your knowledge and understanding in your industry, but read something for a period of time. So 10 minutes is what I usually utilize this for. Then the last one, the S, is for scribe, and he utilizes this one to writing in your journal. So this is the opportunity to write down things that you've learned throughout the day. I used to think writing in a journal was an experience for like, today I got up and then I did this, and then I went over to my friend's house, and then I saw a white fluffy cloud that looked like a rabbit, and on and on. And that was like writing in a journal. You had to put out your whole day of what you did, and I didn't enjoy doing that, so therefore I never did it, and thus my journals just collected dust. Then I discovered one of the things that I do value writing down is lessons learned. Things that I've learned or experiences that I've had that have taught me lessons. And so that's what I began to write in my journal. So I would write down 3 or 4 things I had learned that day, and then I would write down 3 or 4 things that I was grateful for as well. And so when you write in that journal or scribe, you will write down things you're grateful for and things you've learned. So these 6 steps are a great way to start a morning routine. To be able to have something that you do consistently that really starts your day off on the right foot and really catapults you or gains a momentum going forward throughout your day to be able to accomplish great things. And so 10, 20, 50, 60 minutes right there. So so we have 60 minutes that we're doing our Miracle Morning Hour. And then one of the things that I've found is some mornings it's not possible to accomplish that. You don't have the time available to do the hour. And so one of the things that I've utilized before is doing each one of these for just 1 minute. And so that's the challenge I'd actually like to extend to you today, is I'd like to extend a challenge to you to use each one of these for just 1 minute. So to have a moment of meditation or silence in the morning for 1 minute, you'll just set a timer for 1 minute, and then you'll do an affirmation or state what it is you'd like to have more firm in your life for 1 minute. Then you'll look at something you would like to accomplish or achieve or bring into your life or visualize for 1 minute. Then you'll exercise for 1 minute. That could be push-ups, sit-ups, jumping jacks, burpees, whatever it is. Then read something good for 1 minute. And it's not on the internet. So it's not Facebook, it's not Instagram, it's not a website or anything like that, but an actual book. Now it can be a book in your Kindle or whatever it is, but a book, okay? So read something good. And then write down 3 things that you've learned and 3 things that you're grateful for. And take just 1 minute to do that. And my challenge is to have you do that for 1 week. So today's Friday. Do that until next Friday. First thing in the morning when you wake up, the first 6 minutes of your day. And just notice if that makes a difference in your day. Now, I want you to consider if you've been trying to get up early in the morning for a while and you just haven't been a morning person, there is a great principle that I'm going to that I want to share with you and email that to you about ways to get up early in the morning. And so for all of you that are here and attendees on here, it gives us your email address, and I'll forward that to you about how to become a morning person so that you can incorporate this extra 6 minutes. One thing I want you guys to know is you're worth the 6 minutes. You're worth it. So go ahead and use that. And then as you get comfortable with it, go ahead and expand it and see how it changes the momentum in your day. I want to thank you guys for being here, for experiencing this webinar series. Brian has done an outstanding job in putting this together, and there is some great topics and resources available here every Friday all the way through the month of August. And so I look forward to being on here with you as the rest of these webinars continue. And I'm not sure what the next one is next week, but I know that's in the email that he sent out. So get back on here this next Friday, and we'll look forward to continuing this process of growing and developing ourselves and our businesses together. You guys have a great day.